Hello, my name's Alleyne, and today I'm going to be talking about appropriate play. How to play with your dog. Different ways that you can play, some good, some maybe not so good. Particularly with young dogs, it's very important to play with them in a way that they find entertaining and engaging. Most young dogs, they want to look for fun. It's the thing they most want. And if we don't provide it, they're much more likely to go elsewhere, and that's when you're going to get problems with recall and so on, especially when there are other dogs or children around. But how we play with them is very, very important. Often people say that they're playing with the dog, but in fact the dog may well be playing by itself. If I take a ball and throw it for the dog, then I'm really just the propulsion for the ball. The dog is playing by itself, which is why often then once the dog has got the ball and it sees another dog or something more interesting, it just takes the ball with it. It doesn't incentivize it to come back to me because now it's found a way of keeping the ball and still getting to do something else. So I want to play with my dog in ways that my dog will think it wants to associate with me rather than with the object necessarily. Often, and it tends to be a man thing, men often like to wrestle with the dog. Well, this is good play, we're guys together, we're wrestling and it's good fun and we're bonding and so on. But I don't necessarily think it's that way at all. And I also am not sure a lot of dogs like it. But for me, the main reason why I wouldn't recommend that is because the dog grows up thinking that it can bite the most important people in its world through play. If it then meets somebody else that it wants to play with, why wouldn't it do the same thing? Because the owners have taught them that this is an acceptable way to get play. I've seen many cases, legal cases, where I believe that actually the dog was just trying to play, but it played inappropriately with the wrong person who didn't see it as a game at all. And I've known of dogs who got put to sleep through things that the dog clearly thought was just play. So I think play needs to be appropriate. So guys, stop wrestling with the dog. It's not a good idea. I don't want to play any game that misleads my dog into thinking it's okay to put its teeth on people or to jump on people, because sooner or later it may do it to the wrong person. So now Granny comes over, the dog wants to jump up and say hello and grab her arm, and now she's on her way to hospital because it's torn a vein and she's bleeding all over the place, and suddenly now people are talking about getting rid of the dog. So always think, is it appropriate? Terriers, breeds bred for violence, bred to get hold of stuff and not let go. They often love tugging games. Border collies will often want to play chasing games. So there'll be certain predispositions within some breeds that will make them more interested in playing one type of game or another. But for me, with all of my dogs, I always want to play tug. A, because most dogs will find it very exciting, and B, because it's a way of encouraging the dog to believe it can have the best fun with me, but rather than biting me, it's biting an object we're both playing with. So I'll use something like a ball on a rope or a tug rope, and I'll play lots of tug, and it's very exciting. I'm swinging him around, and I'm growling and making lots of noises, and he's growling and making lots of noises back. I want this to be as engaging as possible. Again, men, we often feel we don't want to sound too happy or excited because people will judge us, so we kind of just bonk the dog on the head with the toy going, here, do you want it? Do you want it? He doesn't want it. Do you want it? He won't play. Do you want it? I see this all the time in my dog training class with men who are too embarrassed to be fun in front of other people. And all the dog wants to do is go and play with everybody else. So forget about how you look or how you feel. What you're trying to say to this dog is you are the most fun, exciting thing in the world. And the more that you can do that, the more likely the dog is to want to stay and play with you. So really drag it around, swing it around, get the dog really excited in the game. But 9 times out of 10, at the end, put the toy away, somewhere where the dog can't get it. Leave him wanting more. So the next time you bring that toy out, go, yes, that's that toy I keep trying to get off you. One day I will. And 1 game in 10, you're going to let it slip out of your hand so the dog runs around with it for a while thinking, yes, finally I got it. I know I can do it now. So that when you take it back off him, he's more likely to want to play again. Letting your dog spend too much time playing with other dogs, again, in my opinion, isn't necessarily appropriate play because he's just learning how to play with other dogs. He's not engaging with you in any way, shape or form. He's just learning about other dogs. And I don't necessarily want him to learn that other dogs are much more fun than me. So really, I want my dog to just meet and greet, say hello, come away. Some types of dogs, like the hounds, greyhounds, whippets, lurchers, all those sort of coursing breeds will often want to play chase games. So they love it when a dog will chase them or when they get to chase the other dog. And it gives them an outlet to be a hunting dog. But again, it means that my dog is learning the best fun always is out there. So even if I had one of those dogs, I'd try and be getting it to engage in playing with me. I'd be playing lots of tuggy games to encourage it to want to play with me. So you just think very carefully about the type of games that you're playing and what your dog may be learning as opposed to what you think he may be learning. If you put him in daycare, again, he just spends all of his time playing with other dogs. When he comes home in the evening, you're usually tired and you think, oh, the last thing I want to do is go and play with the dog. But again, it means he's only getting to play with everybody else and never with you. So if you put them in daycare, when you bring them home, do find that bit of time to say, actually, I can be really fun and engaging as well, or you may find you end up with really cool problems. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on play. If you've got anything you'd like to ask or any questions you want to add, please ask them at the bottom and I'll try and answer them all as quickly as I can. If you like the video, please press like, and if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe, and if you press the bell button next to the subscribe button, then you'll get notifications on my future videos. Thank you.